Hello and welcome to Backseat Blackout. This is Chris
and Scott. Hello.
And we're talking about them moments on UK coasters that make you go,
oh
Whether you're expecting them or not, these moments will always take you by surprise. It could be a really steep drop or
insert time where you swear so hysterically loud that your mom hears you 5 rows back. So face forward, heads back and hold on tight.
Here are 7 moments that make us go, oh shite.
Kicking off this list is something so notoriously off the rails, it makes me swear and I haven't even done it yet. This is the Ultimate, a coaster manufactured by British Rail of all people. Who knew they made a roller coaster? And it starts off a relatively gentle affair of rolling along the Yorkshire countryside, feeling that fresh British breeze as you crest every emerald green hill. It's not that different to what British Rail do best anyway. So why exactly does the Ultimate make this list? Well, thanks to a POV kindly supplied by Coaster Crazy, you can see this firsthand. After a second lift up, the train takes quite literally a turn for the worst. Now you enter a drop which plunges you into the unknown, and then the magic happens. All laws of roller coaster engineering are completely disregarded when you hit the first not so banked turn. You are now obliterated with lateral G-forces, as you can hear from Mr. Rumney here. This experience can be quite something. Not only that, but dashing through the woods at speeds like this can be terrifying to say the least.
Heading over to Alton Towers, we have a numerous of well-themed areas. One that stands out from the others is Dark Forest. With its somewhat horror theming, as soon as you enter you are face to face with Rita, but hiding behind a glorious red track, 13 is an experience that always catches me off guard. Getting on the coaster, you might think that it's tame, but you will soon be proven wrong, just like I was. With such a smooth ride around the terrain, you eventually enter the horror-themed building, which you are greeted by a weird-looking hooded figure. At this point, the "oh shit" moment kicks in, suddenly turning pitch black and noises from every direction, a loud bang erupts and which I can't stand. Dropping at the slightest, then a big drop straight down keeps me on the edge. I can honestly say this is not for the faint-hearted.
I was torn between Oblivions and the big ones drop for this selection, but let's be serious, there is only one clear winner here. The big one. I'm sorry, but as terrifying as you are, Oblivion, your vertical drop and dark steamy hole has nothing on Pleasure Beach's big one. Naughty. This Aerodynamics hypercoaster was once the tallest in the world and still is the tallest in the UK, towering at a colossal height of 213 feet. You are slowly taken up this massive lift hill with nothing but a seatbelt and a wibbly wobbly lap bar. What's worse is when you notice you are officially higher than every other coaster in the park, you are actually only halfway up. The wind feels like a hurricane, the people look like tiny pebbles along a Blackpool beach, and like a stairway to heaven you rise into the setting sun. Once you're at the top, behold the greatest view of any UK coaster. Bring me that horizon, baby. I'm diving in. Before you can let it sink in, you are intensely whipped into a 205-foot drop, flying at speeds of 74 miles an hour, and the sound of "oh shit" echoes from every passenger on board. This is the big one, everybody. It may be flawed, but there's no denying that drop is freaking insane.
Arriving at Thorpe Park and turning the corner, you are welcomed to a 205-foot beast that goes by the name of Stealth. This coaster dominates the skyline and this Surrey-based theme park, dwarfing every other attraction around it. Approaching the tyre entrance, you can hear the Beach Boys playing in the background from WWTP radio, but it's the roar of the 80 mph launch that overrules this area of the park. Not only is Stealth the fastest coaster in the UK, it is also the fastest acceleration, and if that doesn't get your nipples nippy, it is the 3rd fastest acceleration in the world, shooting 0 to 80 mph in 1.9 seconds, only to be beaten by Flug von Novgorod and the Dumper. Once sat down, you can't help but look up at the top hat terroring above. The countdown begins and so does your heart, triggering the voice in your head saying, "oh shit." Like a punch in the guts by Conor McGregor, the train hurtles down the track, peeling the smiles off every man, woman, dog and pigeon unaware. It's safe to say that Stealth has got your blood pumping and dingly danglers tingling.
Nemesis, the world's most intense roller coaster.
Or so they say according to the sign outside of the entrance, and I must admit this is a very bold statement to make. especially for something approaching 25 years of age, and with so many advancements in the coaster industry since, poor Nemi probably doesn't stand a chance. But there is one section in particular that somewhat may actually live up to this. It's a part of the coaster I like to call the 1-2 punch, and this is the Helix and 0G roll. This part of the coaster has potential to cause greyouts and is part of the reason why our channel is called Backseat Blackout, but that is a story we'll leave for another time. The Helix is taken at quite some speed, producing some really nice sustained G-force, but it's when it transitions into the 0G roll that often makes me see stars. The combination of positive G's, sudden transition into the 0G, sensor speed and maybe even the light from the camera flash does this to me, and it never fails to make me curse. Am I alone, or does anyone else occasionally experience this on Nemesis? Comment below, we'd love to know.
Although Wild Mouse has gone, we had to include it in this video purely the reason that it's a oh shit moment from the get-go. Looking at this coaster off-ride, it sent shivers down my spine and a thought of, is this actually safe? The single ride experience is probably the most intense, and there is only one seatbelt holding you in. Also, if you are over 6 foot, be sure to duck a little on the lift door, as you'll be getting a nice bruise smack bang on the forehead. On a normal coaster, they gradually pick up speed. Not in this, the mouse just sends it. Ripping round corners and violently flinging you into airtime, the Wild Mouse might have looked small, but was certainly one of the most intense coasters in the UK, reaching lateral Gs of 1.8. Unfortunately, you can now no longer ride the Wild Mouse, but maybe, just maybe, there will be something exactly similar in the space where it once lived.
You'd think getting onto a coaster would be a simple and painless task. Oh, we were wrong. Have you ever watched Hole in the Wall or Total Wipeout on telly? This would knock them out of the park. We never thought it would be such an experience getting onto a Zamperla Valère. Hero at Flamingo Land, or Reverse Bear Trap the Ride, which I like to call it, is practically a flying coaster that has been blended with what could be a Ruthercon Wild Mouse.
That in itself screams, oh shit, to me, but wait until you actually get on it. Boarding the car is the biggest challenge here. You practically need to climb into the position as it moves through the station. You have practically seconds to get comfortable, which is also a challenge in itself, and then bam, you're facing the ground, debating life as you know it. If you aren't saying oh shit here, you will when the coaster gets into action. Some of these corners are brutal and should not be on a flying coaster, period, but hey, it's unique I guess. So that was 7 moments that made us go, you guessed it, oh shit, in the UK. If you want us to do a worldwide video on oh shit moments, make sure to hit that like button.
If you want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button and give the bell a flick. Top left video is the latest video.
Bottom left is a random video, and make sure to hit that backseat blackout button because I'm in my mum's car.
Get out my car.